Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman podcast. I will be talking about true stories, petty topics, current events, politics, and more. And just know that I am a progressive liberal Democrat, so yeah, just so you know. Well, this all started because I I've been wanting to have a YouTube channel for a long time, and I will talk about why I wasn't able to, but especially after I got diagnosed with my disability, that the healthcare department and well, they ignored me. Family and friends thought I was lying, and to the point where if you guys check out my Handicapable Black Woman podcast, episode 1, I kind of give an hour and a half story about things, and I that's still with missing so many parts, but it's kind of like a nice summary of my health story and how America needs to fix the health department. But I'm going to be having so many stories on here all about that. So a decent amount of my show or episodes is going to be about socializing, dating, men, and well, friendships when it comes to women as well. But since I only date men, yeah. But I'm going to be talking about so much more, but a lot of it is going to encompass the dating world and the messages that I get from men who are mad that I have the standards that I have. Here is literally my profile description. And yes, with my channel, I'm going to be showing so many screenshots of how men reply to my profile and my standards. But I thought if I'm going to show you screenshots of what men say to me and how they call me the A word, the B word, the C, the N, the P, they definitely call me one of Trump's favorite words. Yeah. But here we go. Let's save time. We can be friends and chat if you don't fit the following, but not dating or interest past friend. A lot of men don't comprehend that, but let's keep going. That'll be for another episode. Must not be a Republican or Trump supporter. Must not have a record or been in prison. Must have or plan investments and future endeavors. Must have a degree, trade, or certification. Must be vaccinated. Must be able to have deep conversations and always be able to learn or be adventurous. Willing to adopt/foster. And the trolls are hilarious. They keep me laughing while I be me. And I will be showing you, I've had the boogeyman, vampires, monsters under the bed, the poltergeist. It's like I've had almost every type of monster you can imagine come and write me, and they keep writing me. So that'll be for more episodes. Yay! Many of the men call me a snob, stuck up, a prude, and then they call me every other swear word in the book as well. But I'm not a snob. I have a reason for each one, and I'm going to briefly go over each one. And throughout the YouTube videos, I am going to be explaining more in depth. But I thought at least if I go over each one right now, when you guys see the screenshots of how men reply to me, you will understand where I'm coming from, or you will see what they are replying to. Because again, I didn't think my standards were too high, especially the prison one. But people make mistakes, and I mean, these guys don't think it's a mistake. A lot of them mean to degrade me, gaslight me, push me down because, in my opinion, I believe they think the farther they push me down, then the more I'm going to settle and just allow myself to be with any man and a man that's going to degrade me, shame me, and not allow me to be the best person that I was created to be. And I'm going to be talking about all of my goals, my passions, my dreams, the obstacles I've been through, and how I meet all of the standards on this list. But I kind of find it hilarious how so many men find all of the things on this list so difficult. Because even getting vaccinated, if you don't believe in getting vaccinated, hey, we just don't match. It's not that hard. So again, with the let's save time part, do you know how many men yell at me and say, wow, so your friends can't even have different political stances? All of your friends have to have a degree? You have to be able to have deep conversations with your friends? Why do your friends have to be vaccinated? And I'm like dumbstruck 'cause I'm like, what are you talking about? I said we can be friends and chat if you don't fit the following, but no dating or interest past friend. If I am not going to go past friend, if you don't meet the following, that means we can still be friends. And I worded it at the best I could because there is a letter word limit, and I wanted to make sure I put all of my standards in there because all of these things are important to me. And these are the vital things that I believe when I meet the gentleman of my dreams. I'm always like, well, if it ever happens, I'm kind of giving up. But anyway, it's like these are key components, especially if we have kids. So time is ticking. I don't have time to waste. And yeah, a lot of these guys, they just want friends with benefits, or they want a woman that's just going to settle with anything and not expect anything out of the guy. And especially after I broke up with Mr. No Heart, I would talk to guys and they would even say, "Oh my gosh, the conversation is amazing. It's like you're stunning, you're brilliant, you're smart, you're captivating." And they would say so many things, but then later on they'd be like, "I can't measure up to you." Is like because I would talk about my podcast and my children's books and publishing my novel and different goals and achievements that I plan on doing or that I'm in the middle of doing, and or even with my degrees and certifications. And so then I had for a long time I would refuse to talk about those things because I wanted to at least make sure the guy knew that if I'm interested in you, I'm not comparing myself to you. I know you are different. I know your path is different, but yeah, let's just say, oh, probably going to be a 2 or 3 part series just with that one alone. So let's keep going. A lot of men want what this cow is not able to perform. So yeah, let's move on. So my top one, and this is why I put this at the top of the list, must not be a Republican or Trump supporter. The rest of them aren't really in a specific order, but that one, yeah, if you are a Republican or Trump supporter, we are not dating. I'm not going to date you. We can be friends, we can chit chat, talk, and everything, but I will not pursue. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen whatsoever. So when I see guys wearing those red hats and everything, yeah, I'm done. And oh my gosh, you do not know how many guys who have lied in their profile and then they're dating in the pictures and things they post. I find the red hats in their room or some kind of like refrigerator magnet or a shirt or just something in the room. Yeah, when you're on the dating apps, investigate. act like you are the detective from Murder She Wrote or Nancy Drew, whatever. It's like Sherlock Holmes, maybe, because there are so many things that caught men like in the act, and they're shocked and surprised, and I'm just like, a picture is so true about a picture says 1,000 words. It's so true. So I will be showing you guys a little bit about that as well, because you won't believe some of the things I've caught men doing or having, or even their marriage relationships, because of the pictures. Yeah, let's keep going. Must not have a record or been in prison. How hard is that? Men write me, degrading me, trying to hurt my feelings, trying to call me every name of the book. Or they say, oh, well, you act like you're perfect. I am going to have at least a 3-part series on why I won't date someone who has a criminal record. And I just added that to my list around November of 2022. I just had that on my list. As long as the guy was honest with me, truthful, and sincere, I looked past it. But especially like once I was single after I broke up with Mr. No Heart, and I just saw a pattern. A lot of the guys who had criminal history and everything, either I would find out that they were continuing another type or the same type, or that they were hiding things that seemed a little sketchy, or just, yeah, just stuff that just didn't seem right. I'm not going to get caught up in no mess. So I've worked so hard for my degrees and now my podcast and my children's books and my workbooks and soon to be novels and all of my other things. Like, no, I'm not going to end up in the same situation as they put themselves in. That and then there's some guys who were in prison, and then they're like, oh, so if I was defending somebody, a woman at the bar, and then I fought the guy, but it's like maybe I was a little too rough on him, if that's the reason I was in prison. Like I said, I have so many receipts and so many examples of men trying to tell me why I should settle and date someone with convictions. But like I said, I've seen patterns and it's not good at all. Must have or plan investments and future endeavors. I don't know what's so hard about that. Is I don't want to be one of the greeters at Walmart or a cashier, and okay, I'm not putting anyone down that has that, but I don't want to have to do that when I reach 50, 60 years old. When Especially when I was younger and we would go shopping for my grandparents and stuff. When we had to go into the Walmarts, whenever I saw the senior citizens at the door greeting and everything, I felt so bad because part of me was just like, you should be at home watching Mama's Family or like some of the old school game shows and things like that, or even the court shows. You should not be here working right now. And so I know one goal for myself is to invest so that I can make sure I never have to worry about that I never have to think about that. And my parents helped teach me how to make sure I don't end up like that. And I would want someone who I can marry that is on the same like mindset. But there's a lot of guys who they want to call me a snob because of that. And I'm just like, okay, so you're putting me down for wanting to make sure I secure my future. Okay, that's mature. Well, before you keep going, if you need to pause it and read this, because I know a lot of people automatically think I think I'm perfect, but that is far from the truth. And The only one I am hardcore never going to date, especially marry, is Trump supporting Republicans. That's a no, but that's my preference. Must have a degree, trade, or certification. I'm not, I try not to be strict with that, but a lot of the men who have high school diplomas and nothing else, I have nothing against them. Some of them are some of the nicest, sweetest guys ever. But I know with Mr. Lockakey, he lied to me, and I did not know that he did not even have a GED until months into the relationship when his friends, girlfriends told me. And then that's when I found out he was on probation too. So yeah, I learned a lot that night. So if you listen to my podcast, I have a whole series on Mr. Lockakey and another one on Mr. No Heart. So it's called the Handicapable Black Woman podcast too. So, but anyway, I don't want to be picky with it, but a lot of guys with high school diplomas, they degrade me. They say that I'm trying too much and I'm trying to be white, I'm trying to be proper, I'm trying to be uppity or stuck up, and I'm not that great, or a degree is just a fancy piece of paper. I'm not going to do anything with the degree, so why'd I do something stupid? And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of people, or oh, my favorite one. You're a woman, your job is to make kids. It's like if you can't have babies, then you're useless. Yeah, and the thing is, I want kids, but I'm going to cover that later. But I have a lot of what I just said in this list and everything, so you can pause it, take a look, and read it. I'm going to do a couple episodes on a lot of these, and I have screenshots to show and prove that men tell me this. I might have some. Well, no, I'm not going to be petty enough for the voicemails or whatever. But yeah, I've got plenty of receipts on a lot of this. Must be vaccinated. Yeah, that's pretty quick and easy. Yeah, it must be vaccinated. I'm fully vaccinated. I want the guy I'm with to be fully vaccinated. So I don't want to be in a situation where I'm in a relationship where the guy thinks I'm an idiot, I've been called so many things for being vaccinated, and men saying, oh, now you can't have kids, oh, now you're brainless, or oh, you're a sheep. And like, yeah, again, another reason I will never date a Trump supporter or a Republican. But yeah, this picture kind of summarizes the situation I don't want to be in because I don't deserve that. And there are times where I wonder, am I ever going to get married? And if I never get married, then at least I'm going to have my money invested. I'm working on and creating my business. So if I adopt children alone by myself, that's fine. I'll be cool with that. I'll be good. Must be able to have deep conversations and always be able to learn and or be adventurous. And it's crazy because a lot of the men with the degree portion, when I say have a degree, certification, or trade, they act like I'm talking about them when I'm still talking about all men. Because I've met guys who have degrees, certifications, and trade, and they only want to talk about what those cows were doing earlier. And sometimes I'm like, okay, well, can we talk about something else? And I'm a sapiosexual. So, yeah, if you stimulate my mind, then maybe I would want to talk about that. But it just annoys me when men just, oh, but you're so beautiful, but you arouse me, but you get me so excited, but you get me so blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, just shut up. And like, 'cause that gets on my nerves. And part of me just feels like you just need, like, just Okay, part of me just wants to say just go on Tinder or go to the strip club or whatever. So, but I can't stand when men say that to me, and especially when I say like, oh, when I tell them we could just be friends, and they're like, oh, that's cool, but next thing I know, they want to keep talking about that, and so I say, do you talk like this to your male friends? No, no, you nasty. I'm like, well, no, if I'm your friend, talk to me like you do your friends. But you're hot, but I really want you. And I'm like, okay, so that means we can't be friends. If, if you can't have the same conversations as you do with your bros, then I can just go. That's plain and simple. Willing to adopt slash foster. I want kids, and one reason why I worked so hard on my degrees and things was I wasn't finding the right guy, and I wanted to make sure that I was going to be self sufficient and fulfilled on my own. And so I got my bachelor's with a double minor, and then I double mastered. And now I'm creating my own business streams and trying to get my life together. And a lot of guys don't like that. I wanted to be able to marry, have kids while working my business and work. And I thought maybe if him and I invested enough money, or if we saved enough money, we can open up a chain restaurant or start our own bed and breakfast or something like that. That's always been a dream of mine. But a lot of men don't want that. And a lot of men are like, wow, so you've never been married? You don't have any kids? Something must be wrong with you. And they don't understand, which I will cover. There's so many reasons, but even when I started my first master's, some guys say, if you don't drop out of school, I have no use for you. I don't want a smart girl. I don't want a girl who thinks she has a brain. I don't have time for that. And I even had like, your job is to bend over. And yeah, my life. So take a sip, enjoy some snacks. I'm almost done, but yeah, I've been through a lot, and oh, the upcoming episodes you will see, there's a lot. But one thing I know is when I have kids, they are gonna be so cute, and I'm gonna try to make sure I make them as happy as humanly possible. And I wanna bake the homemade cookies and have movie nights, game nights, and everything. I love anime and Disney, so it's like I hope like they can enjoy that with me, and I can enjoy that with them. I can take them to either hockey or soccer, or if they want to take dance and things or act, I can help them with their lines or with their moves and everything. So I can't wait for that. And the trolls are hilarious. They keep me laughing while I be me. And I have to remember that I need to stay me. I've worked hard to be me. I've been through a lot in order to be me. So the monsters come out day, afternoon, night. They don't care. They come at me at all times of the day. Sometimes it's kind of cute because like their messages are so dumb, and you could just tell like, "Aw, the education system just didn't do you well, did they? Oh, okay, well you tried. You tried. You still tried." Then you have the monsters who, wow, all right, you really took your time on that one. This must be your day job where you just go around harassing women and trying to make them feel as worthless as possible. Is this how you had your last girlfriend? Is this why your ex-wife divorced you? Let's think about that. Then you have the men who just don't give up. They will be as harsh and evil and vile. And some people ask me why I don't block them. I don't block them because I want to be able to show how evil they get, because with the app, or with two of the apps, if I don't respond after they write me 2 times, they can't reply for 30 to 60 days. And some of these men have come back 3 times. So that means after 30 to 60 days, 3 different times they come back just to harass me again, just to try to tear me apart again and be vicious and mean and stupid. So, and the sad thing is, some of these men who harass me and things, they're probably just going to turn around and continue making the same mistakes that have gotten them to the place where their favorite hobby is to harass women and degrade them and make them feel like they're nothing and worthless. And at the end of the day, I wonder if these men showed their mothers this, or their grandmothers, their aunts, their sisters, what would they say? How would they reply? Just wondering. Yes, I know I've made a lot of terrible decisions with my dating life, but eh, mistakes happen. That's part of life. But I'm hoping to find a man who wants to move on up like the Jeffersons, and I kind of envisioned a Mr. Obama and Mrs. Obama relationship because they encouraged each other, uplifted each other, and when one needed the other, they had each other's backs. And that's one reason why I I'm just I love the way that they love. That's the type of compatibility and love that I would want to share with a man one day. So for a lot of these men, oh my gosh, a lot of these men were a no because of one of the items on my list, but my I have some favorite characters that sum it up best for me. Because time is ticking and I'm trying to look for somebody who, again, is kind of like my Mr. Obama. As like I'm working on my projects, I'm trying to get things going. I don't have time. And also, I want somebody who be willing to fertilize these eggs and get things moving, get things going. Because again, I want kids and puppies and everything in between, but I want to make sure it's with the right guy. And it's taken me a while to choose him, but hopefully one day. Again, I have flaws and I will admit them throughout my time on here, and you will see and notice them. Most men say I don't deserve my list of standards because of my disability. And it's sad but true, and I can't help it. And I know there's a lot of people with disabilities out there. Some were born with it, some will happen to run into awful situations that got them to a place that changed their lives forever. And some became over age and things like that. So, and I understand the hardship, I understand the lifestyle change, but it's a part of me now. Thank you so much for listening. And you're going to hear a lot more about my projects and things, but one of them is going to be coming out later this year, I hope. But it's called The Super They Drained Out of Me. My main character has a disability. It's an urban fantasy with mystery, a lot of naughty jokes, superpowers, and villains, and so much more. But thanks for listening, and I hope you will like, subscribe, comment. If you had a superpower, what would it be? And what are your standards when it comes to dating? What is a must and what is a must not? Thanks so much. Bye.